Hi, this is Stephanie Miller from The Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from my show on Political Voices Network.
What a banner day for the Catholic Church yesterday, wasn't it?
Oh,
The LA Archdiocese pays $880 million for sexual abuse, and that same day, New York's Cardinal Dolan makes kissy face with the sex abuser.
oh my God.
What,
Him swearing in front of priests.
day.
Oh, God.
What a day for the Catholics. From child rape to Donald Trump. Really well done, guys. Well done.
But I don't know about you, but we've all had one bomb set it was for me 2 a.m. Yuck Yucks Buffalo. Oh my God, Donald Trump just bombed so hard. I don't even know. It was stone face, right? And plus, even for him, he's swearing in front of priests.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't making trans jokes about Chuck Schumer. What else did I miss?
Yeah,
bringing up
halfway through it, Jimmy Carter at Amnesty International tried to shut it down as a human rights violation. I mean, he bombed. He bombed so hard. Netanyahu wants to drop him on Gaza. That's how hard he bombed. It was awful.
Tragedy.
It was a war crime. It was a war crime last night. And again, the villain's Cardinal Dolan for sitting there and playing dumb about the lying, scheming, rapist, sex abuser who stole from vets. But he's against abortion, which the Bible never mentions, and that's all it takes for Cardinal Dolan to throw out the entire damn New Testament.
By the way, and he was the Kamala didn't come. But are you kidding me? This was another of her really smart choices. She's going to sit there and listen to jokes about her husband's being with the nanny 40 years ago, or just this despicable. Like, she's done every interview in the universe. He's backed out of yet another one today. Right? He's not doing any. Yeah. I mean, she's not going to waste her time. She's not getting any voters doing that. She's out working it, man.
Today, the only people who care about the Al Smith dinner are news nerds like us, right? Hillary did it with Trump 8 years ago. They didn't have it 4 years ago. Nobody knows it. It's not going to get 1/1000th of the ratings she got with Bob's Big Boy on Fox News the other night. By the time we get to lunchtime, everyone will have forgotten that she didn't go to the Al Smith dinner.
Yeah, exactly. So wait. Oh, where was I? Hang on. Oh, yeah. Let me play just a couple more because this was hilarious.
Yeah. And maybe don't say anything negative about Catholics.
I would never do that, no matter where I was. That would be like criticizing Detroit in Detroit.
Does it bother you that Trump guy insults you all the time? Because it really bothers my friends and me.
Oh, Mary Catherine, it's very important to always remember you should never let anyone tell you who you are. You tell them who you are.
Yeah.
Haters gonna hate. Shake it off.
Shake it off.
Shake it off.
Shake it off. Good for you, Mary Catherine.
Oh, yeah, okay. And also remember one more thing. Don't worry if you make a mistake, 'cause Catholic people are very forgiving. Yeah. And also, one last thing I want to tell you, don't forget to say, superstar!
Thank you, Mary Catherine.
Thank you, Kamala.
I mean, we were just saying that she got over 7 million viewers on Fox News. Trump got 3 million for his pathetic live fest. And, she kicked Bret Baier's ass. And I was saying, John, you've been on Fox News. I've been on Fox News. That wasn't a mistake. Bret Baier, when hardly anyone's watching the next day, said, I made a mistake. I played the wrong clip. They don't play the wrong clip by accident.
No, they don't.
Fox
We got to
News.
hang on a second on this one. Now, you remember a couple of years ago when Fox News was telling us, we have real news anchors, when they had, titans of journalism like Shepard Smith, the #1 Iraq War cheerleader, Chris Wallace, and of course, Bret Baier. And again, every time I see this guy, I think of Bob's Big Boy has lost their statue out front. Bret Baier is the guy who lied on the air 5 days before Election Day 2016 that Hillary Clinton was going to be indicted.
Yes.
Bret Baier is the guy who called Fox News' president on Election Night 2020 and said, we have to pull down our projection that Biden has won Arizona, and literally asked him to lie to the viewers about the election result and withdraw their projection. Bret Baier's not an honest guy. He had a much more difficult time than Kamala Harris because he tries to be a real journalist, which means the Fox News audience hates him. So all Kamala had to do was show that she can sit down with an antagonistic twit and hold her own.
Yeah.
Bret Baier's trying to keep his job. Bret Baier's trying to keep his own audience from doxing and swatting his house. Bret Baier knows that if he acts like a gentleman For a professional, he'll be hated by his own
Thank you.
audience.
That's what I said. That's their only job, to act like a bag of D's to Democrats.
That's it.
Try to,
That's
make her
it.
look like the angry black woman. He's working for his audience of one, Donald Trump. But how do you come for John
Brett
Fugel?
Baer was if Brett Baer was a decent gentleman, it would be called weakness by his audience.
Yeah. How do you come for John Fugel saying about the Bible?
You don't.
Okay.
Come at me, bro.
I'm responding to someone on Twitter. I love it. Jesus openly banned the death penalty. He never mentioned abortion. His religion never banned it. God asserts a fetus is the property in Exodus 21, and abortions are legal and free in Israel right now. I mean,
I promise I'm going to be funnier than that at our pay-per-view. I promise it's not going to be all preachy. I promise, kids.
you were on fire in Kansas City. We were saying we were all worried about Kansas City because we've never played there, never had a radio station there, right? Never been to Missouri,
Right.
and man,
I know.
what a crowd!
Well, thank God Live Nation, their infinite wisdom, forced us to do this, and I'm really glad Live Nation made us go because it was a great crowd in Kansas City. People came from Nebraska, from Oklahoma, from Illinois. The crowd was fantastic, and I just want to say we've been doing this tour since Obama's second term. We're 13 years into this beast now. This year has been, I really believe, just the comedically strongest tour we've ever done. Every show has been so funny. And I want to tell everyone listening that Stephanie Miller has been such a great stand-up on every single gig we've done this tour. Your material has been so tight, your performance. You got to get the crowd all hyped up and riled up and cheery, and yet the writing and the performance has been so great. It has been an honor to do this tour with you guys. It's just been such great comedy.
Me too, you. Chicago pay-per-view, if you want to get back in that DNC spirit, Jamie Harrison, Governor Pritzker, that show was amazing. And you can still buy the pay-per-view for $20 until Halloween. But just in, the LA Sexy Liberal Show, it just went on sale, pay-per-view by popular demand. Mark Hamill, Martin Sheen, Adam Schiff, Glenn Kirshner, on and on. So this is
Cast of thousands.
Yes, the big pre-election extravaganza. By the way, so you retweeted our friend Ellie Mistal talking about John Roberts apparently being surprised by the blowback about the immunity ruling. He said, as I've said many times, the fact that Robert is surprised that his decision to grant Trump kingly powers went over like a fart in an elevator shows that he's been living in a Fox News bubble and has lost touch with reality. Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I agree. But I would say to Ellie, you don't even understand. It's not a Fox News bubble. John Roberts lives in an aristocrat bubble. Mm-hmm. There's a couple of Americas. There's the most of us. There's the rich and there's the super rich. John Roberts has never lived like a person who watches Fox News and will never live like a person who watches Fox News. And we need to talk about these right-wing, wealthy aristocrats on our Supreme Court because they're the ones who are taking all of our rights away because they have no idea what it's like to not be a privileged rich person.
Yeah. So could you take out your organ for me, please?
Right away, Ms.
A lot
Miller.
of people stealing John Fugel saying Zach, but let me just say there is only one John Fugel saying. There is only one personal comedy Jesus of the Stephanie Miller Show, whose new book, Separation of Church and Hate, will be out at some point, and that will be your Bible.
It's on Amazon. They got a pre-sale on Amazon, so it has to happen.
What? Oh my
I
God!
guess I better finish it.
Oh my God!
Yeah, you better finish it.
Yeah.
They decided on a cover, so I can't back out now.
All right.
Ooh.
People have been asking for this book for 11 billion years. Ben Marsh, a North Carolina-based Christian pastor, delivered a harsh smackdown on CNN this week about fellow Christians who believe Trump was divinely chosen. He said, what does it mean that America is a Christian country? We have a constitution that is rooted in liberal democracy. We don't arrive at the Constitution with just the Bible unless you're buying a Trump Bible, which already has the American Constitution in it. It can create a cult-like attitude towards the leader. Cult-like?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. No, go ahead.
By the way, I'd like to point out that the Trump Bible, it only goes up through the basic Bill of Rights. It doesn't go to any amendments beyond there. So they're talking about this Trump Bible and the idolatry and blasphemy of including a constitution in it. But the slaves never get freed in this Bible.
Right.
Black people never get the vote. Women never get the vote in the Trump Bible. They literally put the Constitution in to defile the Bible, and then they cut off half the amendments to defile the Constitution. Again, I keep saying it, to be a Christian nationalist, you have to be willing to take the teachings of Jesus and the Founding Fathers into the woods at gunpoint and dig two holes. They hate our government as much as they hate the Bible they pretend to follow.
Yet, speaking of new books, another book that also should be named now, a warning. John Miller. Why are all these dirtbags named Miller? I don't understand. John Miller, former executive at NBC, has written a lengthy apology for his role in making Trump into a massive television celebrity. And The Apprentice, he said, "I want to apologize to America because I helped create a monster." The Apprentice used highly selective editing to make Trump appear much more intelligent, thoughtful, and decisive as a business leader than he was. Noel Castler has told us this how many times?
This guy's stealing Noel's act.
Yeah, right? Miller also said for years he knew about Trump's many disturbing personality traits, including his vindictiveness and his serial lying. He just kept saying it was the #1 show on television. Even after we corrected him, he repeated it on press tours, knowing full well it was wrong. He didn't like being fact-checked back then either. I mean, there should be a book written about all the people that have written books way too late warning us about Donald Trump, right?
I mean, I'll never understand how much I missed by having good taste in TV shows because, remember The Apprentice was almost dead. And then they decided, hey, let's turn this from being a show about business into a show about fame and celebrity itself.
Yes.
And let's get a bunch of celebrities or people who may have been celebrities who are willing to degrade themselves pretending to respect Donald Trump in exchange for a 16th minute of fame. It was just an awful, dreary exercise to watch. And I'm glad that he pointed out that they had to build the set for the boardroom because the actual office was way too crappy and shabby.
Yeah.
I want to recommend to everybody to watch the film The Apprentice with Sebastian Stan and Jeremy Strong, the story about how Roy Cohn made Donald Trump what he is. I expected it to be complete trash, and it's actually incredibly well made. It's really stylish.
Yeah.
The performances are deeply intelligent, and I mean, I've seen Al Pacino play Roy Cohn. I saw F. Murray Abraham play Roy Cohn, but Jeremy Strong nails him. It's really, really worth seeing. Of course, the only people who will see it are the people who are already against Trump. But wow, it shows exactly how the most evil lawyer of America in the 20th century turned Donald Trump into the petulant brat he is.
Yep. And by the way, can I say every single thing at this point is projection? Remember Trump always going, "They're spying on me. Obama, tap, tap, tap my wires." Daniel Meyer, a 25-year veteran of national security law, released a memo sent to members of the U.S. Senate claiming his client is aware of a program by Trump to surveil Democratic officials in Congress. Schumer, Pelosi, Adam Schiff, who we can talk to about this at LA Sexy Liberal in a couple of weeks, we're all being watched by an effort that continued from 2022 into this year. Our client heard or saw evidence of a third party working with the above individuals to conduct an unlawful private surveillance program using facial recognition to identify and leverage senior Democratic Party members. Wow. I mean, it is incredible, isn't it?
This is their party, yeah. They've gone in 50 years. This party has gone from "I am not a crook" to "that crook is not a crook," and they're not even the party of quail anymore.
Yeah, exactly. John Fugelsang has a show on this very serious XM Progress channel.
That's right.
And also,
I do.
Podcasts.
You can experience his fantastic package at the LA Sexy Liberal. Get those tickets. Come see us live if you're here or you want to come to the LA area. This is the big pre-election extravaganza, November 2nd at the Orpheum Theater.
At the Orpheum, our first time at the Orpheum. It's going to be a party, and I can't wait, Steph.
Me too.
And again, great show the other night, and it's just really been a lot of fun this year.
I was powered by that, barbecue house broccoli.
Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. I hope you'll join me on my new audio podcast, Justice Matters. I'll be using my 30 years as a federal prosecutor and Army JAG to unpack, break down, and explain the legal issues of the day, particularly where the legal intersects with the political. Please look for Justice Matters with Glenn Kirshner wherever you generally get your podcasts.